Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Breaking Keyfabe. I am your host, Larry or Brandon, whichever you prefer, and I'm waiting upon my guest, Miss Sylpherina Luchadora. Well, just Sylpherina. I think it's just part of her last name. I'm not sure. We'll figure out the deets. uh, but I do hope everybody's having a great day. Good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. I accepted your request, Sylpherina, so you should be coming on any moment. Sometimes it takes a few tries because Facebook, never our friend. Technology is never our friend. You are joining in on your phone, right, Sylpherina? You're not joining in on a computer? It will only work on a phone. It does not work on like a computer or anything like that. There we are.
There we go. Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Sort of. You sound like very, very low.
I think that's just my phone. My phone's very old.
All right. For sure. Sounds good. We could try to work with it. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
Not too bad, not too bad. Excited for this interview and to get your thoughts and stories.
Yes, I'm very excited. I've been looking forward to it.
And you were supposed to be at FCW, but didn't it look like it got changed to just a singles match? Was there like a time issue with that?
I couldn't get my way there because someone was supposed to drive us there, but then the car broke, so I couldn't make my way down there. And it is like a 3-hour journey.
Okay, that's understandable.
Yeah. So I couldn't really be helped.
Welcome, Ileana Thorburn. Are you able to come to the camera a little bit more because I'm having like somewhat of a hard time hearing a little bit?
Is that better? So as
Huh.
I can get my camera.
All right. As long as everybody else can hear you, that's what matters. How did you come up with your name and your style?
Well, my name's kind of broken down into two pieces. So there's
Okay.
Sylph and there's Rinna. A Sylph is like a mythological kind of fairy, and that's where the mythology in my character comes from. And then Rinna means young girl, which when I came up with the name I was 15. So kind of them two tied together is just like my character as a whole, and that's what kind of also tied into the mythological element of it.
And so your style, is there something that reflects into that into your style?
I think the style, like my old gear was very like the tornadoes and everything on, because a sylph is like represents the wind, so that kind of tied into that. Also ties into my moveset of that, with the whole like high fly and stuff. And then I just like the colour blue. I think that's where the blue comes in and make it, yeah.
That's understandable. Welcome, Brian Chaplow, the Imperial referee. Welcome, Ethan Dixon. They both say evening.
Hi Brian.
And so you used to wear a mask for a little bit. Was that what made you decide to just go straight face paint compared to the mask?
I think my confidence grew very much more because when I first started being Sylpherina, I didn't have much confidence. So that's why I decided like go behind the mask. And now I just decided to like take the mask off to show that I'm a lot more confident in myself, and I think the face paint looks very cool, and I can have like more creative control over the face paint.
Okay. Okay. How did you get started in the business? What inspired you to start up your wrestling career?
Well, about 4 years ago or something like that. I wasn't really a big fan of like the WWE or anything like that. It was like 4 years ago. Me, my mum, my little brother all went to this little indie wrestling show. I know it's hard to hear me phone, but me, my mum, my brother all went to this indie wrestling show, and as soon as I saw it, I like fell in love with it. And so I begged my mum for weeks to start training, and she finally let us, and then here I am now, 4 years down the line.
Was this something you always wanted to do, or did you have other career goals in mind?
Um, Obviously, I have other career goals in mind. It's not just wrestling I want to do in the future. Like, I'm currently in college doing nursing, so that's like a big part. But I think wrestling is like a good little side thing that I enjoy and that like I can do confidently, and I enjoy it loads.
Okay. What's your favorite part about being a wrestler?
Ooh, I think just all the like creativity that goes into it. Like, I get to like make my own moveset, make my own like design, make my own like just everything about it. It's so creative, like just the whole aspect of it's amazing. I think that's my favorite part.
Welcome, Alistair, aka Alfie. He says hello, Sylpherina. And Brian Chappell says it's hard to hear you, Sylpherina. I can hear you now better, but I think people may need to get close to their phones to hear you. Technology's never our friend, so I understand.
Yeah, it's my phone. My phone's just very, very old. I need to get a new one.
What are you on, like an Apple?
Apple iPhone 8 I'm currently using.
Damn! Okay.
I know.
Uh, can you tell us about your training?
Well, right now, I train for IWF, and the coach, Sona, he's amazing. One of the best coaches I've ever had. I learned so much from it, and the people there are all amazing. And I don't think there's one bad thing I could say about it. Honestly, it's just I learned so much from it. And it's on every
And
Sunday. Yeah, every Sunday for 5 hours.
so you only go Sundays, you don't go any other day?
No, just Sundays.
And was he always your trainer? Did you have like other trainers you want to tell us about?
Um, my first coach was David Wood, also known as Thaddeus Vogue. That was some years ago. And then since then, I've always been trained by Persona.
Do you think that their training has definitely helped you with your career going forward?
Oh, absolutely, 100%. He's just an amazing coach all around. He he's strict, but not strict to the point that you're scared of him. Well, a little bit scared of him, but like we're all not terrified of him. But he's still like strict on us to make us like be the best that we can become.
What's a challenge you're facing and how are you planning to overcome it?
I think right now it's me confidence, because for the last 4 years I've been training, I've been going like up in confidence, and now it's just kind of dropped a bit, if not like hit a like straight line. But I think what I'm doing to work on that is even like outside wrestling, like my confidence is dropping, so I'm just trying to be more social. I'm trying to try new things overall. Um, I think just like sticking in at training and trying to do the best I can training will help with that a lot.
Okay. Is there something you're trying to maybe progress differently into your wrestling career besides just the confidence? Is there something you're wanting to also perfect?
I want to expand my moveset a lot more. I think for me being a high flyer, I don't do enough flips.
Okay.
And that's a big fear of mine, doing like all these back flips and all like these just flips everywhere. And I think doing more of that and getting like not an expert in flips, but being okay at flips will make my moveset 100 times better.
Well, since we are talking about your move set, what moves do you like to use? Like your finishers, your signatures, and like stuff that you like to do usually in most of your matches.
A crossbody is always one. Watch any Sylpherina match and there is a crossbody in there, if not about three. Head scissors is always a good move. And I have quite a few finishers. I use the flying running knee. I use what's the Operation Dragon. So I think they're my two most used finishers now. But I think and a Hoken Rana I always use in my matches. So I think crossbody, head scissors, Hoken Rana you'll see in most of my matches.
Okay. And you said you want to do more flips and stuff, but there's certain kind of maybe like backflip you're trying to perfect or any other like springboard maneuver you want to do, or
I want to learn how to moonsault. I think I've been trying to learn how to moonsault for about a year, if not longer now, maybe 2 years. But I just can't get it. Like I can get it if I'm like somebody's holding me foot and kind of flips us, but I can't get it where I'm just stood there. And that's kind of something I want to like get down.
okay. Maybe you should try a Canadian destroyer.
Ooh,
That'd be a good high flying move.
it would be, but scary. It's so scary.
How do you balance your wrestling with your personal life?
Well, not gonna lie, most weekends I am out with my friends
Okay.
because I like going out with my friends loads. I love all my mates. But then we have a show every month. That's just IWF. That's not if I have any other shows that month. Like I'll invite my friends to come watch me wrestling shows, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. And I think I talk about wrestling a lot with my friends. So and they love it. Like some of my mates watched WWE growing up, so they love to hear like all the stories that I've got about wrestling, and I think they love it.
Okay. Who's been some of your big influences on your career?
I think in my personal life or like other wrestlers or both in general.
Okay. Okay. Welcome Lottie, who you faced at IWF.
Yes. Oh, Lottie's amazing. I love Lottie. But
I'm guessing you guys want a rematch sometime soon.
oh yeah, 100%. She was amazing.
How do you prepare for a match or a show in general?
I always end up drinking about 3 energy drinks. That's like me pre-match like ritual. Um, always listen to some music. That's like a big thing. No, like I have this playlist on Spotify where it's like all songs that Sylpherina would listen to, and I listen to that like before my match, and I just kind of like try and think of my match like over and over again in my head. I think that helps a lot.
Now, does your character Sylpherina differentiate from how you are outside the ring?
Oh, 100%. Like, I think Sylpherina is this big, confident, like, mythical being who doesn't have a bit of doubt in her, where I'm the complete opposite. Like, I think if you asked any of my family or any of my friends, I'm one of the shyest people you'll meet. That's why it's so, like, they were all so surprised when I got into wrestling.
Okay.
So I think there's very big differences.
Welcome Philip Thomas. Welcome, sir. How do you stay motivated and focused on your goals at hand?
I think I just like there has been times where I've been like, oh, like is wrestling for me? And I just try and think of like all the people I've met through wrestling, like how much fun I have while wrestling. Because there's some people in the wrestling, like in training, that I sometimes do talk to outside of wrestling, and I think that's very important. So they kind of keep me like motivated on my goals, and I am very new to wrestling, so if I think I can't like achieve a goal, I just like try and think to myself like I'm still very new to this. Like I'm not going to
Okay,
be like getting everything straight away.
understood. What's a big misconception people have about you?
Ooh, I would say that I'm very weak because you know how it goes. Like a 5'4" female wrestler who's 9 stone weight. Um, you don't expect like me to be very strong. Well, not strong, but like I can hit hard in the ring. I definitely can. And I think people expect me to give these like weak little hits out. No, it's not me.
So you like to work stiff at times.
Not stiff. I like to. I hit snug, not stiff.
Okay. Okay. And you have a time where you have maybe gone stiff, like you actually like somebody gave it to you, like you guys actually had an understanding, like I'm gonna hit it back.
Um, one time I was versing this lass in another company, and she was doing stuff like she's hit me way harder than normal in the ring, and she decided to chop me on the back, which is very
Oh,
like disrespectful. So I just absolutely went up for it. I like hit her proper hard, and then I turned around to her back and chopped her back. So
okay,
I think it's fair.
okay. Welcome, Prince Dagon of IWF. What what's your favorite part about traveling and to the different companies and maybe some road stories you have for us?
Ooh, I think I've not travelled very far away from like where I am based, but I think
Okay.
just seeing like the different kinds of wrestlers in different areas and like how other companies do other things, I think that's a really like interesting part. I don't think I have any like interesting on the road stories. No, I don't think I
Um,
really do have anything interesting.
okay. But when it does come to like you just said that other places are different, do you think all the places you have been, they all operate differently?
I don't think it's like a massive difference where like that sets apart everyone. I think it's just like small little things, like even like the before the show talks or like how people greet each other, like or how the like locker room is. I think it's just like little differences like that, which can
Okay.
seem like big differences, but it's like not going to change the dynamic of everything.
Understood. What what's some things you've learned about yourself through wrestling?
Ooh, um, Jesus, that's a good question. Um, I've learned that I need to not be so hard on myself because I think sometimes I do that a lot, especially in training. Um, and once again, the confidence thing. Like I've learned that I don't have enough confidence as I thought. Like, so I need to kind of work on that.
Okay. Do you feel like being like you're usually a face most of the time as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned. Yes, you've always been a face.
yeah.
Have you ever thought about exploring the waters of maybe going heel?
I really want to. I really, really want to. I've been asking this for about 2 years. I want to go heel so bad. I've worked heel in one place. I think it was like Sovereign Nation Wrestling or something like that. And I really enjoyed it. And I think Sylpherina, this cool goddess being, would be so much cooler if she was a heel. I think it would just be amazing.
And you had your own little talk show for a company called CCW. Were you ever thinking about maybe revamping that show to maybe now, like where you're in a different place in time? Would you ever maybe bring it back?
I would really do that, but there's a lot of live shows in IWF. I just don't really think there's enough room for it. But
Okay.
if one of the live shows goes, I will bring up the idea of bringing back my little live show because I really enjoyed
Would
it.
would you call it the Winds of Change, or would you maybe change up the name?
I think I would still call it the Winds of Change because I really
Okay.
like that.
Okay. How do you, in your opinion, how has wrestling changed since you started?
Ooh, how's it changed? I think on a personal level, it's just like the people that I'm around now. I think when I first started wrestling, I was around some not very nice people. I think now everyone kind of respects each other a bit more, and everyone like kind of has a more understanding of each other.
Do you feel beforehand there was people that influenced you guys the wrong way and were holding you guys back?
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Understand. Ed Hunter, he wants DJB to bring us back the Winds of Change, and Prince Dagon stated that there's room. So right there, Sylpherina, there's room.
I was told otherwise, but I really want it back. I really want Winds of Change back. Please bring it back.
Heard it right here, folks. Everybody wants it back, so it very well could happen here sooner rather than later. What's what's a goal you're working towards?
Winning a title, I think that's like the biggest goal for me now, especially since now that there's a women's title in IWF. I think that is like my main goal now, because I don't think I've ever worked in a company where there's been a women's title while I've been there. But now there's a women's title in IWF, I think that's like one of the main things I'm working towards.
And you've only, as far as I'm concerned, unless I'm mistaken, you've only held the 24/7 championship, correct?
Yeah, and I only held that for a week, I think it was.
Because the man you beat him for was hybrid, but then you won it back he won it back, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there maybe other titles you're wanting to go for besides just the IWF Liberty Women's Championship?
I think I would like to go for a tag title at some point in the
Oh,
future. But I've heard like people backstage, especially on commentary, people saying me and Lilith would be a great tag team. Like I've heard that, and by like a few other people, and I would love for that to happen. I love Lilith so much. Like we talk loads outside of wrestling. She's like one of my best mates. And I think that'd be amazing.
and Dagon responded with to what we were talking about with IWF earlier. Respectful and safe environment is the IWF.
Absolutely, yeah.
And speaking of tag teams, you were in a tag team with Adrenaline Kid, the mythological madness, I believe you guys called yourself. How did that come about?
Ooh, me and Adrenaline Kid like were very close before, and so we kind of got put in a tag team together just because we were close outside of wrestling, and I think it was a alright tag team. I think the aesthetics kind of matched up. Our styles were kind of similar, but I like the tag team. Yeah.
Okay. And Dagon would love to see you team up with Lilith, what it seems like. So I think right there's the approval. Do you have a name you would call yourself with Lilith?
Ooh, I haven't actually thought that far ahead. Like,
Okay.
I think I don't know.
There's time. So you guys should get together on it.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Have you ever had injuries? How did you recoup from that?
I've not had like a massive injury while in a match. I think while I was training, I broke my collarbone before, but
Ooh.
that was just in training. But even like now, like where I broke it, still kind of hurts sometimes, so I have to be careful with that. But I think most injuries, other than that, actually in matches, would be like just black eyes and just like cuts on myself and bruises.
Uh, So you're saying you've got your fair few of black eyes.
Oh, I've only had two black eyes. One at the last IWF show, and then one at
Oh,
CCW show.
okay.
Mm.
And looks like Dagon said reincarnation of the Lilac Legion, maybe?
Ooh, the new Legion women's version. Hell yeah.
Now, after a match or a show in general, how do you unwind?
Normally I go home, order a takeaway, and watch the telly. I think that's I think that's like the ideal thing. Go home, have a takeaway, maybe a can of Monster, and watch
Okay.
Netflix.
Okay. What's some advice you have been given, like any advice you have been given that has been helpful to you or just in general that you've always taken with you?
I got given this one piece of advice when I first, like, before my first match, and somebody said it was like, have a look out at the girls in the audience. They're looking up to you, and I think I very much like took that heart a bit. Like, I kind of want to be this role model towards all these young girls in the audience, or just like everyone in the audience. I want to be that kind role model that they can look up to.
Okay. And you think where you play a character, you say you've always been face, but you said you love to go heel. Do you think you could still be a role model even being a heel?
Um, I feel like I could be a role model in that way, but just in a completely opposite. Like, I feel like if I was heel, I could be a role model where it was like, don't take out from anyone.
Okay.
Like, stand up for yourself. I think that would be like the heel Sylpherina role model, like, way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you want to tell us maybe about some fan interactions you've had?
I don't think I've had many, like, noticeable fan interactions. Just like people coming up for photos and that's normal. High fives. Um, there's always some like young girls in the audience like get screaming when I make my entrance.
Yeah.
So I think like I have a really good like lot of fans. I think I wouldn't say I'm very popular right now, but I'm quite popular. I think I'm in that
Yeah.
mid round of popular and like okay, which I'm happy with. But I want to be like at the top of the most popular wrestlers at IWF or anywhere really.
Understood. Welcome, Dylan Miller. And how has wrestling impacted you in and out the ring?
I think it's obviously gave us a lot of friends, like based on people I train with. I think How else has it impacted? Oh, that is a really good question. Jesus. Um, I think it's just impacted the way that I like view myself a lot, and I think playing a character has like kind of changed my view on myself.
Okay, well said. And can you tell us some of your favorite parts about performing in front of fans when you hear that excitement, that the booing, the cheering? Like, what's it like?
I think it's just very like motivational and know that there's people in the crowd that are cheering for me and that do look up to me and that do find me to be like this good wrestler that they can watch and enjoy the match. I think that's very like motivating for me.
Okay. Now, how do you stay true to yourself and values in the wrestling world?
I think I would like to consider myself very respectful and kind, like all through like wrestling. I think sometimes I can come off as being a bit like mean, but that's just when I'm having like jokes with someone. I would like to think me as myself as a really kind person, and I think I show that while in the wrestling ring and while like backstage with everyone.
Good. Now, you recently made your Mega Slam debut. You want to tell us what it's like at Mega Slam and what it was like for you in your debut?
Oh, it was very scary. Like, but the kind of scary where you're excited at the same time. Like, I walked in and I see all these like hundreds of empty seats, and I just like it clicks in my brain that they're gonna be full, and it was a very fun experience, and but as I said, very scary. But I think like it really helped me as a performer to wrestle in front of that many people.
Okay. Welcome, Unc Oatis. Now, you've also been to Wrestling with Pride, where you recently competed in the Bash and Biker Rumble. You want to tell us what it was like at Wrestling with Pride and whenever you do go, and what it was like being in the Rumble?
Oh, it was very fun. I think I had a lot of fun in that. I think it was just amazing. There's people that I knew in the Rumble, so and there's people that I didn't know in the Rumble, and the people that I didn't know were all very kind. Everyone backstage was very kind, and it's just an overall pleasant experience.
You want to tell us about your time in CCW?
CCW was all right. I've had a good few matches there. Um, won a title there. I think that's all there is to say.
Okay. I I want to bring. I remember we were talking about your talk show. It looked like you had a co-host, Shax, who you were very, very fond of.
Ooh, Shax. I think Shax was an amazing character. He was so funny. Um, yeah, I think Shax was amazing. He brought like that kind of comedy to my show, and I really enjoyed that part.
And it looked like there was that whole situation where he was trying to be the co-host, but then you're like, no, Jakob's my co-host.
Oh yeah. Oh, it just like made me laugh and you didn't know what he was gonna do. It was just so funny.
Indeed, indeed. You want to tell us about your time in DCW where you were a part of an IWF showcase where it was you, Walker Wall Street, Persona versus Nate Sawyer, Hybrid, and Alfie Jackson.
That was the first official IWF match. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
It was like a pre-show, and
Yeah.
I think being part of that select few who got chose to be part of such like a historical moment for IWF really meant a lot, and it still does mean a lot. Um, it was a very enjoyable match. I got brayed for most of the match, but I think today that is still one of me top 10 matches, I would say. And then I had
Wow.
another match in Dropkick for a free show. It was me versus Persona. I think that was my third ever match with Persona. My third ever singles match with Persona. He's always like a pleasure to work with. Always keeps us safe, and I think every time we have a match together, it's amazing.
You guys got that chemistry.
Oh yeah.
And you've also worked for Firestar, and I do have some matches lined up. And what I gathered, you did made your debut on August 9th, 2025. You want to tell us about your time in FCW and your debut?
The debut is a long car journey up, but the match itself I really enjoyed. It was an elimination style match, I want to say, and it was, I can't remember these names. I know Chloe Nightshade was in there, Scarlett, Sophia Sword.
Okay.
I
And
remember
you
them,
also,
but it was a very good match. I enjoyed it.
that's good. And that would happen to be was that the elimination match for the FCW Women's Championship where you took on Skylar James, Scarlett Molina, and Chloe Nightshade and Sophia Sword?
Yes, that's the one.
Okay. And you also had a storyline where there was like a mystery attacker making threats.
Yeah. I think that was a very good storyline because I had me. It involved like some of the guys from IWF as well. It was Persona, Dagon, and Spawn involved in that as well. So I was happy to
Okay.
kind of be in a like related storyline with them. And I think that led me a match where I tagged with Remus Kane.
Oh,
He was great as a tag partner, but I really enjoyed that storyline.
that's great to hear. Welcome Hex and welcome Sam Rigg. She said it was a six-woman elimination match. Lovely. Welcome DJB and good evening, folks, he says. And you were also at the show for FCW Trigger, Treat, or Defeat.
Yes, that was when I tagged with Remus Kane. I remember doing the Halloween face paint for it.
For sure. And for IWF, technically before like the pre-show matches that we talked about at one of their first shows for Grand Slam, you were in a Rego Duels championship match to crown the first champions, where it was you, Mythological Madness, you, and Adrenaline Kid versus the Detriment Hybrid and Alfie Jackson.
Yeah, that was a really fun match, actually. I think working with Hybrid and Alfie Jackson was great, especially Hybrid, because whenever me and Hybrid are in a match together, we just come up with the most random moves. Because obviously I'm very light and he can like lift us up easily. So we just come up with these moves and they look amazing. They look really impactful.
That's great to hear. And at IWF Night of Champions, you took on Summer Rain, but she's not only faced you in IWF, you guys have had a few matches.
Oh yeah, we've had 3 matches in IWF. One at Sovereign Nation. Then I think that's it. Yeah, because we had 3 matches in IWF.
Because I also have a 2 out of 3 falls at the IWF Gauntlet where you guys also had a match.
Yeah, because I won that match. That was the end of our little feud. That match.
And I know this was a big opportunity for you. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Throne of Vengeance Women's Liberty Championship, where it was you versus Piper Reynolds versus Penelope Grace versus Kirsty Love. How did it feel to even be picked for that opportunity and match and with the ladies that you were facing in there?
Oh, I was very, very honoured to be in that match. I mean, it was a really big part of IWF history, being in the first women's championship match, which is just amazing. Working with all of them was amazing, considering like all the skills they've all individually got. Like Kirsty Love's been wrestling since for years now, I would think. I think it's about like 15, yeah, something
Wow.
like that. And I think having that kind of experience in the ring while wrestling really taught us a lot. And the other two are very athletic and they're all phenomenal.
Great to hear. You may have not won the IWF, I mean, the championship, but you shall always be the first lady of IWF, says DJB.
That is true. I was the first ever woman in IWF. I was in the first ever match for IWF. I was the first ever in the first ever tag team championship match, and I was in the first ever women's single match and first ever women's championship match. What can I say?
Ed Hunter said you were awesome at selling in that match. A few of us genuinely thought you were injured.
What can I say? I'm an alright seller. I would think. I think even people I brought in like to watch me, my mates, thought I was injured, and I had to explain to them after, like, oh no, I'm fine.
Okay. And we talked about it earlier. You had a Regal Rampage where you took on Lottie. How did it feel to introduce Lottie to IWF being her first opponent?
Oh, amazing! Lottie is such an incredible talent. To say that was her third match, I think it was. She definitely
Okay.
has an amazing future ahead of her. She did amazing at the end of the match. You could see us raising her hand, looking over at where like her family and that were, and saying like you should be proud of her because she honestly did so good.
Understood. And coming soon for IWF, you guys have a show called Crown's Endgame where you announced on, I believe it was the Aftermath, where you said you probably have a Mortal Kombat inspired attire.
Yes, yes, I do.
And
Can't wait.
you have like a dream that you want for Endgame that you're wanting to happen?
I do have something that I want to say and someone who I want to face, but I'm gonna keep that a secret for now until it's announced on the IWF page.
Well said, well said. And you've been to a lot of places as of late, and is there places you've not been that you are wanting to go?
Ooh, I think there's not really a dream place I would love to go. Just I would love to go anywhere just for the like experience I would gain and the knowledge of different people. I think just anywhere new where I can get myself out there more would be amazing.
Welcome Peter Law and DJB said Imperial Combat. And speaking of combat, I have a this is just an interesting because I like hardcore matches and I also love a good regular match, but how would you feel about maybe going somewhere like Alba After Dark or like where you could possibly do a death match?
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about a deathmatch.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure. I would say I would do it, but I think I'll get too scared. Not gonna lie about doing a deathmatch.
You
I don't think I could do it.
have confidence in yourself, you could do anything. Now, you told me one of your top 10 matches, but if I was to ask you if you could give me an actual top 10 matches that you yourself have been a part of.
Ooh, I don't think I can give you top 10. I might be able to give you top 5. I think
Okay.
definitely 3 in that top 5. I would say mine and Persona's match at CCW is number 1.
Oh,
Mine and Persona's match at Dropkick would be number 2. And mine and Persona's match at another place would be number 3. Got what it was. Number 4, I think it would be me and Jakob versus Summer Rain and Danny Kay. just because the absolute fun I had in that match. And number 5, what's my number 5? I would say me versus Hybrid in CCW would be number 5.
Hey.
So I think that's the top 5. I think that would be it.
And
Yeah.
so the Imperial match that you said for the 6-person matchup, where you said that's in your top 10, that's probably like in like 10 or 6 or something.
I would say about 7.
Okay. Okay. Dagon said he's been in a death match before, and it takes years off your life. I mean, off your career.
I could imagine.
Now, you told us your top 5 matches that you've been in, but can you tell us your top 5 dream matches, whether it be a tag, singles, multi-woman, multi-man, whatever you want to call it? Like, what do you want?
I think me versus Spawn would be a dream match.
That'd be good.
I think me and Lilith in a tag team, just against anyone, would be a dream match. Me versus Danny K, I think that would be fun. I don't know, I'm trying to think. Me versus Penelope Grace, because she's amazing. I don't think I could think of a number 5. No, I'm not sure. I think just them 4 would be very much dream matches of mine.
Okay. Okay. Well, I have asked most of the questions I have listed down, and we did talk about your matches. Do you have any upcoming stuff besides the IWFN game that you are going, or is there other places that you have booked?
I don't think there's any place at the moment
Okay.
that I know of.
Then that brings me to my final question. What do you want your legacy to be?
Ooh, that is a really good question. That's going to be hard to answer. I think my legacy would just be like this female wrestler who, like, people can look up to and people can respect. And that's not just me as a performer, as a crowd respecting us, that's people backstage, that's people that I know. I think that's how I want it to be.
Okay. Well said. Thank you, Miss Sylpherina, for giving me the time of day. Give this interview. You're always welcome back on anytime. And do you want to say any final thoughts to anybody, or what's coming up, like an end game that you would like to say before we get off?
Come to IWF, the next show on the 18th of April. It'll be amazing. Follow the IWF page, and thank you very much for having us on.
Anytime. True honor for me. I love getting all y'all's stories and giving me the time of day. It means so much to me. And you guys keep kicking ass out there and continue to thrive, Sylpherina.
Thank you very much.
And we hope everybody has a great day, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever y'all may be. Peace out.